What's going on? It's your man Chris the Z here, aka 100 Agency, back with another video. This is what we do now. We exposing people. I didn't want to have to do this. I tried to reach out with a nice, grateful, respectful hand, but I cannot let lies, half truths, or just people portraying themselves as to be one way continue to act one way and do another. I can't anymore. I can't. I don't want to have to expose people, but you can't be afraid to fight for what you believe in. If you believe in anything, right? I cannot not fight for what I know to be true. So let's just get right into it because I got to make like a couple videos back to back, right? Got you. We're going to do this live. We're going to do this live. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. All right. We're going to go back to roasting this man. We're going to go back to roasting man because I said I was going to make a part two. Let me make the part two right now. Share screen. Boom. Boom. Heru Hainus. All right, let's go on this channel because he was talking about Marcus Garvey and young Pharaoh. All right, I just make this real quick. Why should Black Lives Matter? All religion, blah, blah, blah. All right. It's fair use. It's fair use. Remember, fair use. Okay. So yeah, I watched this video already, and majority of the video, you can watch it. I can leave a link. I'll leave a link down to the video in the description. You can watch it for yourself. Majority of this video had literally nothing to do with young Pharaoh. He was just ranting about people. He didn't leave any names. The only name he left was young Pharaoh. And he just went on a rant again like he always does. The only thing relevant he said about young Pharaoh in the beginning was about Trump. That was just relevant to the topic. What he actually said about Trump had actually nothing to do with anything. I'm going to mute the video so I don't get a copyright strike. And let me see if I can turn on captions. All right. Let's see if I can get to the part. Let me play this at like 2x speed. I don't want to take up too much time. Right. Minimize the intelligence. Black people don't know about politics. That's a blanket statement. Trump, okay. He said something about Trump. He's almost there. This is the part. Politics, the power rests at the local and state level. Okay, let me just write that down so I don't so nobody can misquote me because you just saw it. That's the quote. All right. Oops. I'm debating this quote right here. Politics. I spell it wrong. Let me go back. Anybody will tell you who knows anything about politics. The power rests at the local and state level. It doesn't come from the top. Yeah, I don't need to play the rest of that video because this is the only thing that's kind of relevant regarding young Pharaoh. Let's regard the first part of this statement. This power rests at the local level. We'll deal with this second part later. The power rests at the local level. Wrong. That is wrong. That is cap. That's cap. Everybody knows elections are rigged. Everybody knows that elections are rigged. They've been rigged since day one. Um, George Washington and the founding fathers went into a room by themselves, made up the rules for everybody on not one but two occasions, because uh there was the original document that they wrote, and that didn't work, and then they had to rewrite it again, and then that's what we came up with this current modern day constitution that we have. Everybody knows this, right? um no, elections have always been rigged. Anytime a common person has tried to do anything to get into a political position that will actually help the people, uh they either forge signatures on the ballots, change them around, they delete ballots, they lie and slander the person, or they outright just try to kill them. If you are not within their royal bloodline and family, majority of the presidents that have ever existed in some way, shape, or form have been related by blood to George Washington. And all of the people who are in power at state level, right? At the state level, still work for them, are still in the same communities, in the same households, in the same organizations with them. So that first part of your statement is just wrong. Why can I say this is true? Here's a person you can search up. All right. Dr. Shiva. This man right here invented email. This man right here invented the email, and he's trying and he has websites up to actually help and promote a software that he created, a device that he created, right? That reads the chemicals in your DNA and tells you what you need. So if you have a sickness or an ailment, he has a machine that can read the chemicals in your DNA that will tell you the exact nutrients, the exact fruits, vegetables, things, the exact chemical that you need to heal whatever ailment that your body is telling you for. They've been trying to shut this man down for years. And this man ran for a political position. Uh, there you go. Dr. Shiva argued shares how 1 million ballots were destroyed in the MA Republican primary. Yes, they were. And this man ran for a political office, and I cannot remember the state off the top of my head, but you can find it. I think it was Michigan. He ran for that position. He got funded by the people. He made his own fundraiser. He got all the money by himself, him and his team got all the money legitimately. They did rallies, protests, activism group type things, went out of their way to go do all of that. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? They forged, they didn't, they deleted his ballots. And when he tried to press the judicial system for it, they told him that the ballots were lost, or we did not track the ballots, so we did not have that. That is a constitutional violation. That is a break of law and breaching. This man just currently in the year 2020 ran for a political office, and they forged the ballots. You could watch any of these videos, especially the scatterplot one that he's talking about, especially this one. You can watch it, and I'll probably leave a link to this one right here too, and you can listen to them. They forged everything. They forged and got rid of everything so that the current person in power that they chose to be in power would win. We all know this. The elections are rigged either way. And for you, the second part of your comment, just pertaining to what I said, state level. Okay, politics and power rests at the local and state level. It doesn't come from the top. If you don't think state level is not the top, you're crazy. You know how the federal government works? You could be working in the post office and be in the federal government. That's not the top. If you work in the post office, if you're a mailman, then you're at the bottom. If you're a governor, a mayor of a state, you're one of the top. You're in the top. You're in the top. Don't try to sit here and tell me that a governor and a mayor are not top of elected officials. And sure, you made a statement in the same video, because I'm not going to put words in your mouth. You made a statement in the video that the president has to go talk to the governor before he can get anything passed. You know about the three branches of government, right? Congress, no, legislative, executive, and judicial, right? The president in himself, quote unquote, the people at the top, quote unquote, don't have any power to begin with. I don't know why you bringing up the president. The executive branch, if you really want to be honest, okay, let me do this real quick. Executive and judicial. I learned this in school, right? Let's just look up a picture. Legislative makes laws. Congress compromises the House of Representatives and the Senate. Executive carries out laws. President, vice president, cabinet, most of federal agencies. Judicial evaluate laws. The president can't enforce shit. The president doesn't make or control shit. I don't know why you're talking about the president having to go talk to a governor, having to go talk to the governor. That doesn't matter. The president, all the president can do is carry out the laws that Congress is the one that makes. Congress makes the laws. The judicial system evaluates the laws. The only thing the president does is really carry out the laws that have been passed. And he can appeal for a law, but he still has to go back to the judicial system. And if they say, nah, you can't appeal the law that we made, you're fucked. The president really can't do shit. The president really, it's really only a competition between legislative and executive, if you really think about it. Because this man makes the law, this man evaluates the law. And if this man says the law ain't good, then he has to go back and make a new law. Regardless, the judicial system does not make the laws. The executive branch does not make the laws. The legislative is the only one who has the power to make the rules. And if the judicial system says, nah, the rules aren't legit, all right, they have to go back into the legislative and make new rules until the judicial says that those rules are valid. The only thing the executive branch does is when these two people right here, when the legislative and the judicial finally stop arguing, then the executive branch can carry out the laws, which means he can rally up his army to go fight or start a war to defend the laws that are being passed. Defend the laws that are being passed. If the president can't do shit. So if the governor really has a problem, he doesn't go to the president. He would have to go to the judicial system to for them to evaluate the law. I don't know why you even brought up the president. The president is literally like the weakest house. It's the weakest house. It's literally the weakest house. It's the weakest house. Like the president, vice president, cabinet, they don't really do shit. They really don't do shit. They have to wait until these two stop arguing to get anything done. But okay. And in reality, the legislative and is actually what I did learn is the legislative is the most powerful, because if you read the Constitution and if you read the Bill of Rights, if you are in Congress, you cannot be thrown out of Congress like that. You can't be thrown out. You can't lose your job. There's so much bullshit that you get for being in Congress and being in this part of the House. Like, it's already unfair for a judge, because if you become a judge, you're a judge for life. And in Congress, it's the same thing. It's the same thing basically, but you have a lot more power. The executive branch, if a person doesn't even like you, if a person doesn't like you for any reason, you could sneeze incorrectly. Somebody could make a claim trying to get you out of office. You can get kicked out for literally anything in a president. You could have false claims, false strikes of people doing and saying anything. How many times in when Trump was president did people try to get him out of office? From the very day the dude got in to the last minute he was in office. People were trying to appeal, were trying to appeal him and get him out of there. If you're a judge and you become a judge, you are a judge for life. You get the position. This is one of the most. This is the one of the only jobs in the entire world that you literally can't get fired from. And it's the same and even more broken in the legislative branch. I don't remember where exactly it says in the Constitution, but I did learn this. Constitution, the legislative branch is broken. Is broken. It's completely unfair. Let's see if it says it here. No, it doesn't say it here on this one. But again, if you do not believe that last statement that I made about the legislative branch being as or even more powerful, I'll give you that. You can look it up if you want. But for bare minimum of fact, it is just a competition between the legislative branch and the judiciary branch. The executive branch really don't do shit. They really can't do shit. They really can't do shit. And oh yeah, and if Congress says, um, oh yeah, no, this is for a fact the point. I'm gonna make this real quick before I end this off because I'm basically done here. Because again, the rest of his video had absolutely nothing to do with young Pharaoh. He was just going on a rant over imaginary people because he didn't drop a single name. The only name I think he dropped like maybe one other name, but not really. And he's over here trying to clown young Pharaoh because Trump grabbed a woman by the pussy. But I can address that too. But yeah, bare minimum is really just, oh yeah, let me say what I was going to say first. The president can't even start a war. Nope. The president can't even start a war. This is what I'm saying is a fucking fact. The president can't start a war. The president can only place the army, the military, police forces, or mainly the army, into places. So if the president wanted to place the army or place military troops in New York for whatever reason, he can do that. But you know what he can't do? He cannot start a war. The only people that can start a war or declare war is the legislative branch. The president cannot start wars. The president can only rally the military and place them places. The legislative branch is the only one that can declare war. That's it. And the judiciary branch can't even say no shit about that. If the legislative branch, if all of the people of the House of Representatives and Congress vote on a war to be started and for us to go to war, we have to do it. The judiciary branch can't even do shit about it. They really can't. That's what I'm saying. These are the most broken people. That's what I said. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And when it comes to present, and another reason why I say the power is only at the top. Final point. It doesn't matter about popular vote. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 51% likes this one person and 49% likes that one person, and a president can win the popular vote. Once it goes to the House of Representatives and the Senate, they have the final say on who the president is. I just said it could be 50, it could be split down the middle. Whoever they decide to be president becomes president. It doesn't even have to be, it could be a landslide. There have been cases of this in history. It could be a landslide, popular vote, like 70 to 30% majority. And whoever that these two people, after they're done arguing, quote unquote arguing, have the final say, which means your popular vote didn't mean shit. And again, Dr. Shiva, Dr. Shiva, Dr. Shiva was trying to run for office. He was trying to run to become to be a part of Congress. And you know what happened? I told you, you can watch any of his videos. It's online. If you want to go to in university, if you want to go to, let me see if I can pull it up here. Hold up. If you want to go to Aten University, my screen share thing is in the way. This is annoying. Hold up. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second because this thing is in the way. There you go. Let's see. It's gonna load. There you go. All right. If you want to, because I know the video is here. I know for a fact the video is here. Let me go. Share screen. If you want to go to in university and you want to enroll and you search up Dr. Shiva, if you search up Dr. Shiva, right? You're gonna find in the search bar. Let's see if I can do it right now. Dr. Shiva here. Dr. Shiva here. Robert, this one is this video. Proof Robert Kennedy Jr. lied on Dr. Shiva. This one right here. And there were more videos. Dr. Shiva explained MA elections division robbing him of his landslide victory. This specific one right here. If you go to Young Pharaoh University, you could listen to Dr. Shiva talk about how they literally rigged, and he shows proof that they rigged the election so he couldn't win. And he is a person of the people. He was not in any of these political offices. But and I'll leave a link to Otten University here. If you want to subscribe, it's cheap. It's like $20 if you want information on this, if you want information. But that's enough of that. I just debunked your claim that power rests at the local level. It really doesn't. And it's local and state level. Well, it really doesn't rest on the local and state level because, again, the governor can't do shit about the election. Can't do shit. And the power doesn't come from the top. I debunked this claim too. The power doesn't come from the top. It for a fact comes from the top, and the top controls it, and they rig it. End of story. So again, I've debunked your claim on Young Pharaoh, even though this was barely. Oh yeah, finally on Trump. All I gotta say is this, because you're right. He is a person who grabbed women by the pussy. He is a person who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He was, but guess what? Trump's name was not on Jeffrey Epstein's flight log. Hold up. Let's do this right now. Let's do Jeffrey Epstein. And if you don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is, child sacrifices, eating kids, raping kids, pedophilia acts, all of that crazy shit, all of that. He had a flight log. Oprah Winfrey was on his flight log. You can go on Young Pharaoh. You can go on I-10 University too. You'll find it there. Let me go back. University.com. Okay. Go there. Let me see something. You can go there and okay. Jeffrey Epstein, you can watch. I think it's this one in particular. This one, he will literally show the flight log, and you can pause the video and watch it. He will show the flight log in that video. Trump's name is not on that flight log, but Oprah Winfrey is. Jay-Z's name is on that flight log. All these other people. This is fair use. Remember, YouTube, this is fair use. All of that. And yeah. I just debunked you again for Young Pharaoh. The final video is gonna be on Marcus Garvey, and that's gonna be a long one because you made like 14. You made like what 4 or 5 parts to that, so I have to go and watch 4 or 5 parts to get the gist of what you're saying. But yeah, you got debunked again. You are a liar. You don't know what you are talking about, and I have to sit here and keep making exposed videos because you just keep talking shit on people. And let me leave a comment right now. Video that disproves. Yeah, I made a video that disproves what you have said about. She's here, right? About IP about young Pharaoh and your news of our. Oh, let me just copy. There you go. I'm coming. POLI. Blah, 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 blah. Because you know I'm a real person. I do everything live. Top. Do this at the top. I'll send the comment. Boom. He might delete this, but you know I got it on video, and I'm gonna just take a picture on my phone. Actually, no, all right. But whatever, I posted it. So yeah, debunk that. Next is Marcus Garvey. I may not do that today. You may see me with a different shirt on, but I just had to come at them again. I gotta expose fake people. Gotta expose fake people. It is what it is. Catch y'all next time.